Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Delighted to be joined by our pal Trottie down here at the Kingdom.
Good to see you boys.
Good to see you, buddy.
You too.
It's that time of year, we've got new product to talk about, to hit.
It is, it's always good when you guys come down here and we go through this, get to see, it's so new. That's the great thing about this. It is so new even to Taylormade, so to have good players here who know about the products and have them hit it is a great sort of test for me too, you know?
So, Stealth2 stayed with the same sort of storyline as we had last year that we talked about, but we do have some modifications. What are consumers going to be looking for, focused on, that is going to be the big difference? If they were interested, maybe they didn't buy a Stealth, but they were interested in one, what is going to turn their head towards Stealth2?
The thing that jumps out for me, and I'm not going to say the obvious thing here, the Stealth2 Plus is body lie angle. So if you look at it, I always look at clubs from a player's view, okay? So body lie angle jumps out at me, it's a bit flatter. But getting into the main tech that people are going to see, this is more forgiving.
Right.
Whenever we make a Generation 2 in all these products, you've had the benefit of Generation 1 going into this. Off-centre strikes are going to go further. That is the long and short of it. I've seen it with tour players. I've seen it with testing myself. Slight modifications in the twist face when it comes to what you can't really see behind it. Still 60 layers of carbon, but if you're going to miss it low or high or left or right, you're going to get more speed. The other thing you'll notice as you look at it, just from looking at the sole there and the crown, more carbon, and there's more weights that we can move around. Whenever you give Tomo and the crew inside, which is our product guy, chances to put weight where they want it, then you can optimize ball launch conditions, and also weight savings means change spin. We'll probably see it today, but the Stealth2 model is going to spin a little more, the Stealth2 Plus is going to spin a little less, and obviously like the profile of the head looks a bit shallower as well when you look at it. The player's going to see that. I think one of the things that we don't talk about much, but when we're out on tour, a lot of players fear the miss left. Right-handed golfers.
Of course,
Tour players, better players tend to fear the miss left. So having it as flat as you can have it can be a benefit. So that's the standard sleeve.
Plus the toe weight, obviously, you can really get rid of that.
And then obviously that means you can release the club harder, which is going to give you that little bit more speed. Now we're talking about elite.
On the Plus, and both heads actually, or all three, we've got a gloss top. Any kind of reason, was there anything internally talked about why we went away from the matte finish towards the gloss?
Paint lines is always a thing. Work with some great players, and you see on the trucks and that, we're always messing around, paint lines and stuff. So it was just to get it clear for the eye. Again, when you look down for your alignment, the gloss versus the front edge and how it would look. I know they spend a lot of time on that, but you see it's quite shallow as well between here. So it's when you look as a player, you obviously got the classic red look of that face, which is, it's not striking, but it's good enough to give you a contrast. Now you've got more contrast to help you. The other thing you notice, if you look from where you are, mate, you can see that the bug, and people don't notice that, it's always a little bit towards the heel side, and that compensates obviously how you look at it for lie angle and where your eyes are at. Because you'll strike it where the bug is as a good player. So there's all these things that people don't think about, but they're in there for a reason.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm keen to test on the toe and the heel strikes. So really look at those ones.
Move it around.
I did a test yesterday for a camera thing, and I actually was able to strike it out the heel and the toe on demand. So you're up against it today.
I don't know if I can do that, but I'll try. I'll try.
You're up against it, so let's get into it.
Sure. Let's whip a few.
That was really good. I like that.
That is
crushed.
Absolutely crushed.
Good strike, good everything.
Okay.
A little bit of the low spin one, but I don't know how far offline is that on the screen. It looks pretty.
It's not horrendous.
15 yards.
I mean, that hit the green.
I did. Okay, so
down the target line. So you're.
That's quick on ball speed.
Yeah, it is.
You've nutted those two right out the middle there, Matty. Good.
See, that's more like what I expect to see from you. From history of, and that's why I was laughing at the first one over here when I was like, where's this come from?
Who's this guy?
Can I hit one with a little bit of the toe weight on this before we?
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I think that what we'll always be doing, and it's worth doing and I'm moving 15 grams plus whatever's underneath there now. But I think what's worth pointing out is that with you and history having seen it, and obviously you guys and the people watching see this a lot more, you struggle, don't you, if there's no spin?
Yeah,
that's why the first shot was, I was like, wow, this thing, we're in.
I need face control, like I need protection from it turning over.
Yeah, which is why you're moving the weight.
Yeah, I think this might, I mean, again, that was a bit of a bullet down the right side, but let's see what this does.
A bit more speed in these, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel a little more comfortable.
I
with
love
this.
that. You don't see.
That's just a knuckly fade. Yeah, I don't hate that.
I love that ball flight.
I don't hate it. It's pretty good.
I'll be low on spin.
just a little bit. Yeah, didn't quite climb as much, that one. All right.
You can visually see, like, let's not beat around the bush here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's go.
this is probably not the head for me, let's be fair.
Yeah.
It's something that we kind of had to work with to keep the face open and stuff. And
It's one of those things when you look at averages, and averages can not really always tell you the full picture. We look at that and go, you know, 169, just under 10 launch, 2100, pretty good. But then when we look at ball, I hate to see this.
yeah, same. It's
Right,
very
so
inconsistent.
you've got five shots, you've got 5 completely different trajectories. It's kind of going like that. You don't need that.
He's moving for the club rather
Yeah.
than the club moving for him.
Yeah.
So just to recap here, it's going to be a different lie angle as when you look down on it. Now you can see you've got the red framing from the, if we look at it from the
Okay.
player's view.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
different look, lie angle's different, and then flip it the other way up, lost the movable weight technology.
Right.
So when you lose that, that's, like I said before, allowing the engineers CG. So
Gotcha.
that weight at the back, look on this one, it's even got the gram weight on there. That's a 25 gram weight now.
Oh, the
Yeah.
other one's only 15 or 14?
Yeah,
Okay,
all at the back.
gotcha.
So that's huge.
It's really good.
One and
Don't
done.
even need to look at that.
One and done.
Don't even need to look at that.
Tell you
ball
what, I
flight.
did strike it in the toe a little bit, but it
Did you
flew
really? What's the
perfect.
speed?
It's going to be 66, 67, 67.
67. That's
Perfect
good.
launch conditions.
Hit in the toe, 67. But it's perfect launch conditions for
It
the
was.
shot.
A little high.
Good hit.
You know
Felt
what? It's one of
pretty
those. So obviously, quad is normalising these numbers. We're dealing with some wind into us,
Of course,
right?
yeah.
So that was absolutely fine. That was
What
at
was it?
3100
Okay.
spin, 11 launch,
Just a bit thin on the strike is the
120
only reason.
peak. Yeah.
High
That one
launch.
was
Knuckler.
very close to dunking in the hole.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that felt really good, even though it was high in the face. Like the launch numbers were great.
1674 on the ball speed, 300 carry, 1944 spin.
Is that maybe the best drive so far in the video we've done?
by far in terms
Yeah.
of the result? Yeah.
Yeah, but hang on a minute. He's gone toe strike 166.
So there's the 4. Yeah.
Yeah, high strike there 167.
Yeah.
That's the bit. That's the whole point of the purpose of the driver,
Yeah,
to be honest.
to be functional even if you don't strike it.
Well, the
perfect.
sweet spot is considerably larger than the previous year.
I
That's
will
the whole
say
point
that
of it.
the high part of the face for a Taylormade driver, Ian knows I say this every year, is usually a nightmare for me. But if I can strike it a bit high and have a drive like that,
because it gets squirrely.
it would dive before. I think
Yeah.
you guys have definitely stabilized it. That was really good. That might be the best one I've hit.
That's great.
That looked up the middle line to me.
Yeah.
How was that one?
It's good. 10.5 and 27.
Good.
Even a little thin, that felt good.
Like all of these, see that peak we were saying we didn't love the fact that it was kind of such a variable peak with Plus.
Yes.
We're not really seeing that at all anymore.
That was a low heel strike that had
It was.
170 ball speed.
It
That's
was.
pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
this-
what's striking me from this is your speed is not moving much on
No,
all
I'm
the
quite
miss.
impressed with this, just this standard model. I love this.
7
Yeah.
collected shots.
That's a much better. Just the one last.
One straight below the average, and the rest of them were all bunched. Like
That was just the last one too.
when you start to hit that little group, and like I don't want to see the grey space behind it.
I agree.
I want to see lots of shots, and I want that just to all come together to create one trajectory, right? So
I've just seen your confidence grow here over the period of we've been hitting by having a head that
It's
spins.
night and day. Yeah.
you were saying that, like I really feel like we're going to get some good ones coming out of this one, and that's like you say, you start to kind of gain some momentum through the fit. You need something to attach yourself to. When we were sort of seeing all that variance, you're going, well, which one do I pull from?
I was just a bit scared to hit the Plus because I knew it was all on me to strike it exactly in the right spot, deliver enough loft, or it was going to get squirrely. This one I felt like I could be a bit more aggressive with it, and even with a bit of strike variance, as we saw, those flights were in a pretty tight window.
Yeah. And I think that's the part we want to leave you with, is these windows narrowing, this standard deviation, tightening up, mishits. You know, we're going to start to see less spin deviation, less ball speed deviation, quick ones out the toe, quick ones out the heel. And I think that's where companies are getting better and better, smarter and smarter as we develop better faces. I mean, you know, this second generation carbon wood is going to have, you know, a much more efficient face than Gen 1.
Seeing those changes and seeing spin move and seeing numbers move, ball speed's massive. If you've got ball speed, you've got a club that's worth using.
Yeah, I always feel that way.
Your ball speed didn't move.
Yeah.
No, it was very consistent.
That's good. That's a positive that I've certainly got as when we're filming this. I've got a whole season ahead of me. If I've seen a player of your level and that ball speed not move, I'm happy.
You're pleased with it.
I'm stoked.
Pleased with it. Okay, guys, more to come when we get back to the studio. We'll dive into this. Obviously, you know, we've got Ventus Blue in there. That's our baseline shaft that you guys see us test with all the time. I think this is a good place to call home base.
Agreed.
And then we can sort of start to dial it in once we get back and
We'll look forward to that.
see if there's a few other combos that work. Trottie boy,
Thanks,
Always
Trottie.
good to
Brother,
see you, boys.
thank
Thank
you,
you very
pal.
much.
Trottie.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well done.
really
mate. Well done.
appreciate it, guys. Great to be down here at the Kingdom with the Taylormade team. Lots of great stuff coming for the new season. Stay tuned. We'll see you again soon.